right? As she continued to step up the ladder, her keenness to details was one aspect that my father admired, along with other team members. She became a driver and later on, the person entrusted with the responsibilities of ensuring our entire fleet of hearses was in impeccable condition and documents to parts. She was so detailed in her reporting that this void is a hard one to fill. When she was given the task of picking me up from school as a child, she made my journey quite interesting. As she told me all sorts of stories, and trust me, I enjoyed every one of them. When she said to me, "You think you can pay me, girl?" I eagerly said yes and gave her one of my snacks. Saving a snack for her was my encouragement that sweetened labor and pushed her button for my bicycle rides home then. She was my favorite go-to person for airport pickups and just about anything I had to do personally. Lunchtime was never a task once Bridget is around. I could count on her to get me just what I wanted without a question asked. After each general meeting, I could count on her to have discussions after, and man, those were always something else. Eager to serve and please everyone, that was Bridget. Everything is different since you are gone. We all remember you in a special way, Bridget. With a sentence or two, this is what some of us has to say. Daddy remembers Bridget as being reliable, punctual, dedicated, endeavoring to be truthful in every way possible. Bridget had no limits on her journey, as she would go the very extra mile to get the job done. She was a very loyal employee. She wasn't fearful of reporting any incidents while on the job, right, guys? She wasn't fearful of reporting any incidents while on the job. She spoke the truth, cost it what it will. Mommy remembers Bridget as a very consistent and keen lady. Her meticulous nature was a very commendable attribute, as she was always thorough, very thorough in her work. She was always an advocate for whatever she believes in. Right, audience? Yes. Right. She says what she meant, and trust me, meant exactly what she said. She knew the difference between a spade and a shovel. My brother, Melvin, says Bridget knew just how to take thin keep a hard bun, and she was the one who would make a serious situation a laughable one. Janice remembers Bridget as being charming and dependable. She was the kind of person who stretched herself to do the job at whatever cost. Amoy remembers her being very mischievous. She was the type of person who would point out situations and cause you to laugh uncontrollably while her face was very serious. She recalls an incident in Megamart where an old man had a trolley with one item and they were in Megamart, hands full, no trolley. How ironic the situation was. Squaddy and his family, specifically Sharika, remembers her as a great friend for over 22 years. They say they have lost a gem. Brother Rennie, I know you miss her jovial nature. Her voice is silent. You won't ever hear Bridget asking your favorite question. Rennie, you're good? Hillary remembers Bridget as a radiant beauty, dispelling darkness with her light. There are some who bring a light so great to the world that even after you are gone, the light remains. Your light will burn for a long time because of the memories you have left behind. It was not God's will, but someone saw it fit to rob you of what God gave you, life. Miss you, Bridget. Shay had so many fun memories of Bridget because Bridget to her was like a big deal combo. She was mother, friend, sister and confidant. Losing so many persons in one frame is definitely a great loss. Faithful. Faithful remembers Bridget as his best female friend ever since losing Janet. He enjoyed working with her and was never reluctant to make her bed at night time. He could mime her saying, "Faithful, come make up my bed before you go home and remember me dinner." Faithful was the only supporter of her tuck shop that would pay double the cost because he self-served himself without Bridget's awareness. Patrick Gray. Patrick Gray has fond memories from earlier days working together, so Bridget knew him very well. She knew all his buttons to press, and so when he got high and mighty, Bridget was the one to make him come off his high pumps and pride, or in other words, his high horse. She has many secrets safely tucked into memories, and she was the only one to give him one box and tell him to shut up. Prenso remembers her as being trustworthy and reliable, but time will just not allow me for evidence. Diana remembers her as a type of person who was very outspoken and reliable. She didn't beat around the bushes. Tammy Gay Titus recalls her with the conversations and stories en route to Montego Bay funerals. She made the journey lighter by the way she spoke. She did very racha. So you would get the meaning of each conversation. Tavia remembers her as the colleague who smiled and personality as well as encouraging words allows you to enjoy being at work. Nika remembers her being a mischievous person. Her mischievous nature gave him work to do, which was never on his duty list at the time. She would say, "Nico, boss said to go bomb that dead day." After completing his duty, he would find out boss must say one word. She had the skills to keep brains active so the devil couldn't find work for much idle hands. Uncle remembers her sense of humor and just how kind-hearted she was. We here at Honeygun's Funeral Service and West Farm Memorial Gardens have lost a dedicated worker who made a significant contribution to our business. We have learned many lessons from Bridget's life, but most of all, we have learned that we must appreciate each other every day. Little did I know that our last conversation about eating bun and cheese, since it was Easter season, would be our last. Me telling her, "Daisy, later, you know," was my final goodbye with her responding, "We must sow seeds that will yield bountiful harvests of good friends and memories. Go the extra mile without being asked, as it creates ripple effects in every way. Live the way you want to be remembered." Daisy lived a prosperous life. She blossomed, she bloomed. But when she was cut away and placed elsewhere, her outer beauty faded, but the memories are lasting. She, however, made beautiful melodies with her laughter, charm, and work ethic. She was placed in a bouquet with other flowers. Daisy made a spectacular difference in life, an enormous difference in death. Making melodies in our hearts as we cling to the precious memories of you, Bridget. Again, family, we sincerely mourn with you, being our extended family. We love Bridget dearly, and we miss her even more. Our space will never ever be the very same without her. Nothing remains the same without Bridget. Rest well, our Daisy. Bask in the light which shines perpetually.
When I'm low in the spirit, I cry, Lord, lift me up, for I want to grow higher in thee. Father, Lord, no, I can't stay on the mountain. ship sailing on.